Kubrows. It may been a long time since you heard about them. They aren't exactly a good companion to go with your day-to-day missions when compared to other options. Vorpaphilas, Pervats, Hounds, or Sentinels. Many of them possess unique selling point for them to stand out from the rest. With the pet reworks around update 34, pet choices diversify, and yet Kubrows feels like they are still stuck in the old times, yet to be competitive enough to be considered. But have you heard of these set mods called Mecha? Mecha Set mods, or Mecha Set, is a 4-mod set that allows Kubrows to mark an enemy that is around you for a set duration, and killing the target will spread the status to the nearby enemies. It will spread one status amount per second, and it seems to be only able to transfer a maximum amount of 7 before it stops spreading any of it. If the status on the marked target is below 7, it will only transfer that set amount of status to the target around it, along with one additional status amount. It is a capable nuke, not to a point where your eyes and brain go oonga boonga, but this is the only way pets can nuke in a large radius before the eventual abyss of the update. Now, with the help of bond mods and some setup, this unique selling point seems to fade a bit, with now many pets are capable to nuke when paired with a certain Warframe, you know, some guy who is standing right here. It becomes obvious that they just don't stand out much, with only offensive as their tool, but little utility to make them remotely useful in other scenarios. Normally, this is where the story ends. They will fade into obscurity, begging the coming soon pet update to do something for them, biting onto the imaginary role of hope and desperation. Waiting. But why? There's no need of waiting. All it needs is a bit of push from someone. A brief look into all 4 mods in the Mecha Set mods again. What catches your eyes the most? Over 90% of you will just answer this one, right? A Warframe aura mod that provides plus 150% extra damage to the marked target. But now, some of you may ask, okay, what's the source? Looking back into the mod again, that plus 150% extra damage seems perfectly fine, right? You might have seen the previous one, but what if I told you that Raw has a way more nasty synergy with it? You see the potential? Now, some of you might ask, why does adding a 180% Raw causes this much of a difference? With many of you didn't know is that this percentage is coded to be a separate multiplier that acts like Raw that stacks multiplicatively with Raw. And for every spread, you will gain more damage as it will spread a status per second until the 7th, like previously mentioned. You can already imagine how game-breaking this can be, but this can still be amplified further. Didn't expect it, right? Because it is counted as pet damage, something like Contagious Bond will just make this nuke having a theoretically 39 meter effective range that has no line of sight requirement. The ticks it can carry over will just outright kill anything, making some nasty chain effect if the conditions allow. Well, yeah. It is obviously very cool, but what weapons or abilities are we going to pair it with is the question. I will just give you some suggestions, what generally fits well with this setup, and so on. You can choose to pair with what you think is the best, as this is just some reference, not rules. For our Kubrow, 2 mecha mods are required for the maximum set effect. With the mecha nuke, since the construct can produce tons of health up for easy energy sustain with equilibrium or violet shards. Speaking about that, contagious bond is also needed for extra nuke potential and spreading. The rest is just up to you. Essentials like prime animal instinct, fetch is always welcome, and enhanced vitality and metal fiber for better survivability. Now, what setups fit this the most? Any ability that can cover a large range, or weapons that can produce insane DOTs, or weapons that has insane bursts that can apply insane status proc consistently. Our first build today is once again Dark Verse. Nothing much to explain with this one, like, yeah, it is just typical Rhino moment. You don't even need to worry about dealing no damage to acolytes. Just spam this twice and they are basically done for, which is not seen on any other frames who can use this ability to their advantage. Just remember to equip 2 mecha mods on Rhino, the rest is up to you. Equilibrium here for obvious reasons and Arcane Steadfast for extra safety. Shard combinations wise, 1 tile casting speed is advised. The rest is just up to your personal preference, as you will pair this with Meteorite for 50% more casting speed for a total of 87.5 and 40% more power strength. This time, we will be using Atomos in current with Viral 6090s modded and the casual Pistol Elementalist for more DOT damage. As always, your typical secondary mods are here. As for hit DOTs, we will outsource it with Thermal Thunder, or precisely Thermal Thunder's hit component. Rhino build wise, me rocking with augments today, light work, no reaction. Archon shards wise, this is what I go with today. If you don't like mini equilibrium, just get yourself another tile yellow for that energy of effectiveness. Performance wise, it is expected. If acolytes spawn, just swap to in current mode. Press Rhino Storm and give them a swift death. Other than that, nothing much to say. For some odd fun today, I opted for a Rage Rhino build that makes enemies run faster to me, and Kubrow Ogres tends to pair well with this, so why not? Get yourself a hit progenitor Ogres, slap in the 9060 hit mods and pair that with Rifle Elementalist for funny DOT potential. As always, Nightwatch Napalm and Prime Firestorm are essential. The rest is just up to you. Mandatory gameplay showcase as always. And yeah, another typical Rhino moment added into the channel. More to come, but let's just keep it at here. Feel free to test the combo yourself. I just give you builds for easy reference, but what suits you is what you need to find it yourself. Though I want to say that this is not the most controllable nuke in this world, and its effectiveness is widely based on the enemy density and the location of the marks. But could you say no to such freebie? Probably not. Though I would like to see any notable changes to this set when the next patch update drops in terms of quality of life. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.